Hello again, welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager, Daddy's Boy Challenge, the last race of the first half here, 6th out of 12, Dubai GP coming up. And we look at the race here, we can see it uses all the parts that we're weak at, so we could potentially struggle in Dubai. The simulator is going to be done soon. Gearbox is going to be done soon. Lots of stuff coming up. Let's take a look at what we've got going here in the mail. And they want an interview. UKSN. Finished well down the pecking order in practice, only to finish in 8th. Did you struggle to find the right setup? I think that's the right answer, because we weren't trying to do well in practice in terms of timing or getting the setup. And no impact from that answer. Okay. Gabler, the way things work now, I've had a bit of epiphany. I'm actually pretty damn good. I think we've had our whole working relationship the wrong way around. You're lucky to have me here. I deserve more respect. Oh, and if we get around to renegotiating contracts, I'll be expecting the kind of salary I deserve. So that's the inflated ego trait. Oh my. Well, it's going to last for a while. But she is really good, and nothing too terribly penalizing about that. Of course, I don't really care about the contract demands. So let's see what happens when we get the cars repaired. There we are. We are going to have a new sponsor that we're going to want. Let's see what the first offer is. Yeah, this is going to be a high requirement one, but $1 million up front for 5 races. I'm hoping we can get a bigger upfront payment. That's all I really care about at this point. And yeah, I'm just going to keep going on these parts. Till we get that gearbox in. Which is now. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got for the gearboxes now. Slide down. It's 550, 550. So they're both the same, really. You can go there and there. And still no change. But obviously we're going to want to get that gearbox into the reliability category. Work on that. Then we'll drop that engine out. There we go. Now the question is, do we want to design anything new now? And I don't think we do until the HQ is done. I want to go with the simulator. The spoiler parts next. See how we're doing. Okay. Looks like we need a bit more on the gearbox. And there's our simulator. Somewhere. There it is. Level 1 out of 3. Now I was going to go ahead and build more, but I'm quite certain we can't afford to build anything else. Let's take a look at how much it costs for the spoilers. Fortunately, they are among the cheaper parts. Suspension is pretty cheap too. Excuse me. Don't cost much. Do cost 500K. This is going to put us in the red. And it's a serious question now whether we can afford it, frankly. But I'm going to go ahead with it. Going to go ahead with it. Now we are below the money. Now let's see finances. See what happens if we request additional funds. A small financial package has been arranged, but I'm not happy about this, Chip. It was going to be minus 50% chairman happiness. And you know what? I'm not gonna go with it. I'm gonna stick right where we are. We've got a second offer available, which is only 200K up front. We got to finish second or above for 6 races. Nope, I'd rather have the million, but I'd like to have more. Okay, let's get that spoiler going. And we've got some news. The Spartan MRT, they've built a handling development center. Lori says it's going to give us an awesome chance to improve as a team. Spartan fan groups are delighted. So we built something, they built something. You know, I'm going to call it a wash. A third offer is available. There's never more than 3, so I think we can go with whichever we've got here. And the 1 million for 5 races, I think, is going to be the best we're going to get. That puts us back in the positive for now, but we're going to sink below eventually. The spoiler is finished. Let's build a new one. So, minus a day. And doesn't really matter much what we do here. So, 600K. So I think once we finish the spoilers, I mean, financially speaking, I think I'm just going to have to hold pat. Just not spend anything else. I don't see where I'm going to have much choice in that. Bump that down. Okay, we've finished the improvement of the parts, and Chairman's telling us, yeah, we're still first. Good job. Okay, so let's see what other parts we want to improve here. Wouldn't hurt to work on the engines. Gearbox is maxed out. We're working on developing the spoilers, so let's work on the engines and the suspensions. Yep, I think that's where we want to be. Boost the performance of those now as much as we can. And another spoiler is finished. So we've got that. Claire White wants us to upgrade the simulator. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Just don't have the money. Okay, 41 laps, 3.18 miles. Lap record is 139.547. Fairly long track in terms of the time. bone dry. Corners are pretty much average speed, which means the suspensions are going to be there. And it's an easy track on tire wear, super soft and soft tires. So it's average speed tires. Okay. So let's see about the spoiler here. And whatever we don't want that. I have to pick that one. And keep on rolling. We'll be able to get to the random legendary component next time. So the next one might be a permanent part. And after we get those built, I mean, we're going to be in the red a fair amount. But after we get those built, what I'm thinking I'm doing is I'm just not going to get any new parts. Couple races, we get a couple more sponsor deals in. The one after that, we'll get one in here. I'm hoping we can use that money to climb out of this financial hole. You can see that we're second here. We've gotten it a little bit closer with our development. Looks like we've lost a little bit more to Spartan on the engines. They're going to be faster than us the whole time, and that's just like top speed wise, but we're strengthening ourselves elsewhere. So we'll see how that pays off, but I do think we're getting a little bit more vulnerable to Spartan on the fast tracks. Okay, let's see where we're at on the part improvements. Oh, we want to boost that a bit. Always good to keep checking it and just tweaking it a little bit. And here is Milan. GT Challenger now halfway through. And need to keep Rick Stone and company in check, says our designer Claire White. Jarita Dutt says there's plenty of time to catch Gabler. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And Tanaka says there's an outside chance of a podium. Thinks we can do it with a great race. Yep, and Stone blathering on about the finances. Reliability work is now complete. And we've mostly got these parts improved, but there's still some work to be done. Okay. So it's time to head off to Dubai. And yeah, maxed out gearboxes for both drivers now. The suspensions are equal for both of them. So I think we're ready to do this. 27 to 30 degrees. I'm definitely leaning towards the soft tires here because of how high the temp is. But that will remain to be seen. Okay. Of course, that would mean poor qualifying, but it would also mean potentially... I want to see how long these tires last. This could be a one-stop event. That is a cool picture. I have never done the Dubai track, but I like the overhead here. Okay, so good weather for practice. It's looking like we're looking pretty good for Gabler and Balcazar here. And let's see about our weight stripping. Boost that back up. Looks like we'll be heading out at 285 for each. Okay, and we've got to decide, soft or super soft. Based on the tire wear, 41 lap track. Should be able to make it on the super softs. Should be able to make it a one-stop race on these. It's warm for those, so we'd have to conserve. Tires. But and normally I like to match the tires to the temperature, but in this challenge I keep finding myself pushed in the other direction. I don't see super softs being better for qualifying. I feel that's the way I want to go. Okay, so let's take a look at our setup here. That should be pretty close to ready. We're going to want to go more top speed. Yeah. Let's head out with that. We can see much different handling requests for the drivers here. That's too much speed. Let's try that. So fairly extreme request there for Balcazar. It'll be interesting to see how it gets with balancing that out. Okay, and we're definitely going to go with the usual. And this is another track that seems to operate in reverse direction, much like Phoenix. Some good long straightaways, as we can see, but there's also some interesting turns. Little chicane there. And Gabler liking the speed balance with the gear ratios. And looking very good also in terms of her driving. Balcazar, good. Not as good, but can't complain about it. You can see the tires heating up pretty quickly. So Balcazar is going to want some more speed. I thought that might be the case. She was requesting pretty high on the acceleration side. Weather's still looking to be clear. And Gabler wants more weight in the back. Holgerson beating our best time, but not too concerned about that. Gabler continuing to improve. It's time to back off and go conserve. As we get to level 1 in about 4 minutes. So it's taking a little bit more time to get our familiarity here in Dubai. I think we'll be fortunate if we can get to level 1 qualifying. Not really expecting that to happen right now. And we also want more responsive handling from Gabler. So she's got a couple requests out there. More responsive handling, more weight in the back, whereas Balcazar just wants more speed. Looks like at this temperature the super softs give us, you know, a decent balance between the conserve and neutral strategies for tire wear. Balcazar liking the handling though. It's interesting that the majority of the driver is going with softs here. It may present us with an advantage over the field, or it may not. We'll see how that all plays out. There's level 2 as Balcazar figures to come in now. (29, 30 degrees), gonna stay the same. And both drivers now at about 7 on the form, so both looking pretty good here. Not much to complain about. %, so the main issue is getting more speed. Maybe about there. I'm going to try moving, because I can't get it more understeer very easily. So I'm going to try moving it the other way. Let's just try that. See which direction we need to go. That should work. Okay, qualifying. And regular softs. Definitely a good first set for Balcazar. Getting us really in the right general range right away. If the higher speed works out, we'll be in the 90s. So, can't argue with that. Gabler coming around. We'll have one more lap, maybe two. Depending on how quickly we can boost this up. And of course the soft tires still gaining heat as well, just not as quickly. Balcazar liking the handling better, so it's good that she wanted it to go in that direction. And not quite making it there, so now Gabler can come in. Won't be able to do much, but took about halfway through this lap to finish that off. Balcazar knocking out the fastest lap. That's a shocker on regular softs. Must have really nailed the setup, or else she's just looking great. And here comes Gabler, and we'll be able to come out for part of a lap. And boy, we're going to need the adjustments here. 76%. Liking that pretty much. But okay, qualifying, single lap. Soft tires, and let's take a look at this, because said the front was too much weight. Maybe something like that. Oversteer worked better for partner in crime, so let's try something right up there at the high end. Let's go with a bit more speed. Yeah, that'll at least tell us if we're headed in the right direction or not. Yeah, just barely be able to get out there a slight amount. Doesn't look like we're going to get to level 1. So we got the top priorities done, but that's about it. And I do believe this is going to be the first time in this season that I've actually won practice with my practice driver. Not even with one of my regular race drivers. Practice driver, Chica Balazar, winning practice by almost... Oh, goodness. just made it even slightly better by almost half a second. That is rather remarkable. Okay, not by nearly as much as I thought. But still. Winning it, and winning it on, of course, the slower tire compound. That's rather astounding. So, yes, the name Hammer, AMR, has a beautiful ring to it. See if Stone can pick up where she left off. See if we can get some quick, strong qualifying runs in here. And we're going to do the Super Softs. And no point in grabbing anything else. Good grief. Gabler just destroyed herself on this. So we want to lower speed cornering, lower understeer, and then probably want to try a little bit more this way. Okay. So we'll try that, see how that works. And since the timing was so bad, just go out on the old tires and see what you can do. Now we're at 97%. Good. And this was great. Maybe a little bit more oversteer even. And then just tweak that back in. There. Oh, we'll try it. All right, Gabler, you get out there. Let's see what you've got. A little bit cooler than before, looking like it's going to be dry. 7.3 and Stone at 9.1. Wow. Well, driving that well, I'm hoping that he can just get out there, make his run, and be done with it. And how did I not get the increased sweetest spots here in my car? How did that not happen? Come on. I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't. Well, Gabler didn't even have that option. Her mechanic relationship must have dumped down enough that she didn't even have it anymore. That's outstanding. By which I mean terrible. But yeah, her whole arrogant thing got rid of that option for the qualifying, which means her qualifying runs aren't going to be as good. Now that, not the end of the world, but does mean the whole perfect overheated thing is going to have to go for both drivers. Not doing too bad. 129.2. Obviously much faster than the practice runs were, but we'd expect that. Let's see about Stone. And Holgersen taking the lead. Stone 6th out of 6. That's nothing to be proud of, buddy. You're definitely going to have to, yeah, 9th out of 9. You're definitely going to have to get back out there. Gabler looking probably good enough. Yeah, a lot of drivers, a lot slower. She's, if she doesn't have any problem, goodness, 13. Stone still last. Gabler falling down the list, but she should make top 15 here. But only at 86%, so we're not done. Poor, great. Okay, so that's good. That was great. That was great. So I want to get the speed balance in between there. And then we've got poor, very poor, good. And then poor, very poor, great. So I want a little bit lower cornering, a touch lower here. Okay. Something like that. And then I need more acceleration. No, I don't. I need it to be... Let me check that again. That was great. This was great. Okay, I need more speed. Something like that. Understeer. And this is too far. I want to try that. It's probably a little bit far, but this is close. Okay, go back out there, same tires. I don't care what your time is. I do want you to pull off something a little better in terms of your goodness, what's the, yeah, in terms of the setup. Ugh. Brain going on vacation, 97%. Okay, so this was good, and that was great. That was great. How far away is the good? Huh. I'm not sure what to do with this. To get the, maybe tweak it there. See, the question is, how do we change the handling here without... You know what, it's... I don't think I can get it really closer. So I'm just going to stick with this, it as is, except for fresh tires. No choice there. You're in the elimination zone, dude. You need to pull something out of this. You need to show me a stronger performance on this run, and I'm not even kidding about that. There we go. Perfect. Slow down. Slow way the heck down, Bobby. And you're at the back of the pack if you don't show me something on this run. Gabler in 6th, then running faster, but not fast enough here in the first set. And we're all chasing Lori and Sevilla, the Spartan drivers. Ugh. Come on, Gabler. No, it wasn't, but it wasn't that much slower than your first run, and you're doing it on used tires. So, whatever. Stone stinking it up on his second session. Well, he's not happy, and he just ran faster than Gabler and got up to 6th place. So, be as not happy as you want, but that is good enough. Look, we're just going to get a look at this. 95%. Okay, we're getting close. We're not quite there, but we're getting close. Getting the right setup really proving a little bit troublesome here in Dubai. And we've got some other cars finishing yet. Rodriguez coming through up to 9th. So 8th and 10th. Obviously a lot of work to do yet. So 8th isn't that low for Stone, and Gabler will do better on faster tires. So okay, and none of the top group, none of the top 3 see their drivers dropping out. Got Orange down here with us, 9th and 11th, but Spartan taking the top 2 spots. So definitely our concern is that Spartan kills us in this race and takes over the lead. We need to be more competitive with them by the time that race shows up, that's for sure. Okay, Gabler, let's work on this a little more. So we've nailed the cornering, the ballast arrangement. We want to get the handling and acceleration in. So we had poor, very poor. So this was good and great. Great and good there. Still great. This is great, great, good. Okay, so I want a little bit more speed than this. Yeah, I want a little more speed. Then for the handling, very poor. That was great. Poor, very poor. Great and great. Okay, a little more speed, a little more oversteer. I think that's it right there. Let's see if we can knock that out. I'm going to send her out on the old tires one more time, and then after that try to have her knock a trial out later to get a better time, assuming that she needs it, but I think she will. Super softs that are over half used are not the fastest in the world. Stone was at 9.2. He's already dead it down to 9.0. Get him back out there, and I'm hoping for one run here from him to conserve tires, but we'll do what we need to. Down to 8.8, but both drivers still with good, positive form here. Can't complain about that at all. Gabler at perfect. And Stone lined up as well. Nice run by Stone so far, besting the other drivers on the first sector. Until Lori comes out, naturally. Then Hashimoto beats that mark. Gabler feeling good about a 129.5. She won't be feeling good when she sees where that place is, I don't think. Stone coming into the finish. Happy with just barely coming short of Holgerson's time. Look at Sevilla, though. Sevilla is rocking it. Lori goes under 129. And Sevilla goes even faster. So we're sitting, I mean, obviously Gabler is going to need that run again. Would have to do it anyway. The question is going to be on Stone. Is that enough? And I think it is. 97%. We don't have the speed in right. Okay. That's great. That's great. That's great. And that's great. I've got a whole bunch of different grates all over the map. One there. One there. One over here. Okay. I think I want to go a hair more towards the top speed. But I don't want it to be that far. Like it to be about there. So how do I make that happen? I'm going to try that. I don't know that it's going to be any better. Go out there on fresh tires. Okay, and Stone is 5th. But he's got enough of a lead. I'm sticking with him. I'm sticking with him on those tires. I think you did it, Stone. I think you did well enough. Let me just double check your tires. Yep. So that was your third set. This is only Gabler's second set. That'd give you one set to start the race and then another one to finish. Anything more I send you out there on is going to hurt your tire wear for the race, so I'm going to hope that's enough. Alright, Gabler. Let's see what you can do. Well, fastest of the qualifying so far. I'll take that. Gabler tearing it up on this this session that she's running to save her qualifying life. And runs in first, 128.54. That is spectacular. That's what that is. That is spectacular. That is a gauntlet thrown down to the Spartan drivers, basically saying, look, you've got some competition now. Blasi failing to get past Stone, which is huge for us. Keep him in that top 10. I'm not really nervous about it, but I'm a little bit by the fact that these are running faster times. Down to 7th now. With Tanaka running a faster time. But we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. We should be fine here. So that's how it's going to end. Laurie got closer to Gabler, but wasn't able to catch. Stone finishing in 8th, which is, that's good for our purposes. Okay, and we lose Rodriguez again from Orange, so he's going to be down there towards the bottom. Dutt in 6th, that's respectable. 2nd and 3rd for Spartan. Gabler up there. If Gabler can compete with him, that'll help. And obviously we'd like to get Stone up more, maybe to get him barely into the points. But we haven't been able to accomplish that yet. 2 7th place finishes. So it's on to qualifying round 3, looking like we have good weather for it once again. And we're going to see what happens. See if we can get back on that pole. Okay, who's first? And you know what? I want to wait. I don't want to wait that long, though. So let's send Stone out first. See if we can get him out there before he loses too much of his form. But I also want Gabler last. Just to give her maybe a little bit better shot at that. Although it really doesn't matter with the grip situation the way it is. Okay, we did move up to 98. Handling went down a bit. I don't think I can improve it. Let's just stick with that 98. But with the grip the way it is, it doesn't matter. But the idea was to give her the best shot at the pole slash top 3 that we're going to want for our sponsor bonus. Did hit the perfect. I wasn't really perfect on it, but did well enough. Slow down, Gabler. And there is the perfect one there. A little bit off the pace of Holgersen. That's not necessarily a shock. The bag's going out on worn tires. That's not the best idea, I don't think. Stone just over 129. I can't argue with that. And Gabler at a faster pace than that, so doesn't look like she's going to hit that 128.5. But yeah, 128.86. So out of the first 6 drivers, well, now we're coming in first and fourth. Stone floating out down to a more middling position, but Gabler looking like she's competing to be first. And the track isn't going to get any better. So, yeah, first and fourth. Well, that would be our best showing so far if we could pull it off. I do expect somebody to go lower than what Gabler has done there, though. So that means that I'd like it to be us. And let's just get right back out there. And try it again. Both of them once again set up well. Maximum track grip. Unfortunately, Stone in some traffic here, which could affect his time. But boy, did he kill it on the first sector. Looks like the traffic's starting to affect his lines here some, though. Yep. Really lost some time there in that section. And it does not take much. Stone did improve his time, though. He went under 129. Gabler's slower than the first time. And just 0.04 beyond, after a good finish, gets 0.04 behind the first one. So, okay. Both drivers under 129, I can take that. Looks like Hashimoto's going to take the pole, though. Yep. And then Sevilla going above Gabler. I hope nobody else does. Oh, Lori gets ahead of Gabler. So now we're in some serious trouble because we just blew the sponsor objective. And, you know, we're basically right back where we were, which is 0.4, 0.5, you know, half a second off the pace. You see Hashimoto, Sevilla, and Lori, they're just faster. Right now, they're just faster. So, we could have more of a struggle getting on the podium in this race. It's just a race that fits their cars, but you see Hashimoto, crappy form, and still gets the pole. Second pole in a row. She's just doing everything she can for Atsuno. But their race strategy and everything not particularly in favor. So, and we would have been on, we still would have gotten third if we'd run, look at Gabler's time there. She just didn't run as fast in the final qualifying session. So she had enough speed, she just didn't get it there. Chip winners will have a good race strategy, keep the faith. Yep. But at least it was Hashimoto on the pole, and again, and not one of the Spartan drivers. Okay, so super softs and race trim. And fuel options. We want to get about 20 laps out of the first set. Give or take. So if we're going to get 20 laps out of it, uh, 10 laps of fuel ought to do it. And of course, that's comparatively more fuel than we took last time. But that's because, we'll go with 15 here, and that's because we're trying to stretch it to a one-stop strategy here. So make sure the weather is okay for this. About where we expected it. About 30 degrees, 29. Okay, so second row for Gabler, third row for Stone. And of course, we're going to be trying to catch Lori and Sevilla. Look at Sevilla, a 10, a 7 for Lori and Gabler, 7 for Stone, 8 for Holgerson. Goodness, Hashimoto not racing great, everybody else racing great. Look, more 7s, 6, 7. Everybody in the top half of the field, except for Holgerson, is having a good day. That's incredible. Boy, great start for Gabler, but then had to stop behind the two Spartan drivers. Actually out-sprinted her room there at the beginning. So we're holding together in 4th and 5th as Rodriguez takes a wide turn right away. look at Stone making the early pass. Wow, fighting with the Spartan drivers. Stone up to third. Stone making a statement early on that he's not going to be a patsy who sits behind Gabler. At least not now. Second now for Stone. Boy, he is having the start of his season. That is for sure. Let's go back down to neutral now. We'll have to conserve soon. Remarkable with that much fuel that Stone is going this well. Absolutely remarkable. And now let's go conserve. And Gabler will go back down to medium, even though she's in fifth. So now we're going to settle in second and fifth. And I'm not used to riding with Stone like this. But look, he's earned it. He has earned it with this start right off Hashimoto's rear bumper. As Gabler struggling to hold off Tanaka and maintain fifth. And if we were to finish like this, yeah, we'd do better than Spartan by a point. Of course, a long, long ways to go, but heck of a start. Heck of a start. And Gabler now getting up past Sevilla, so we're now third and fourth, and they're second and fifth, which would give them the 1 point advantage. But either way, early on, the story in Dubai, clearly, Hashimoto preserving the lead, but the team competition, the rest of the top five, 2 through 5, it's Spartan and Hammer. We are fighting each other tooth and nail for the advantage. Gabler trying to get past Stone, and I'm just going to drop him back to medium for the moment to let that pass happen. There it is. Up. Well, now I don't want to do that because Sevilla's right behind. Stone does lose those spots though. And now we're back to fourth and fifth. And that would give Spartan a big advantage, although they would still not quite catch us. Get it by a point, but I can't remember Stone being this high up at this point in the race. So this is really nice. Got Hashimoto and Lori up front, and then we've got a gap now. Back to where we are, and it looks like maybe just over 5% a lap is the savings from the battery. And Stone now dropping as Tanaka gets by. Our tires are looking a little better than the others as they're pushing them a little bit more. Gabler's starting to fall back of Sevilla some. And right now, I'm not sure of our tire wear, so I'm going to stick with conserve. Not quite yet. I don't think we... I'm thinking we might have miscalculated with this, with a one-stop strategy here. I don't know that if we've got enough to get there. So I just want to see how this lap goes and maybe make some adjustments. Yeah, a little bit less than 4% wear. So I should be able to get about 8 more laps. Oh, goodness. Both of them need to go hybrid. I'm going to have to go down to high here. So concentrating on the tires. Yeah, the tire wear is going to be close. It's going to be really close. I definitely want to conserve with both of them. And then I'm just going to slow it down. And see if I can make it happen. Probably will have to really conserve with the second stint. And we are still in 4th and 6th. And currently we would finish tied. But I think our strategy is better than theirs. Has a chance to be, at any rate. Stone barely holding on against Kaluza, but again, tire wear, it drops to 7th, but Kaluza's tire wear is going to make that not a real good comparison soon. Lots of battery power for Hashimoto, the others having trouble. So Hashimoto going into the pits. It's about the time to do it if you're going for 2 stops. Hashimoto always seems to go in early, though. And Gabler, even though conserving, is right there on Sevilla's bumper. And Sevilla's going more aggressive, so that's really interesting to me. Part of it is the gap in tire wear, but that doesn't really completely explain it. Stone gets by Holgerson up to 5th. That's fine. You can stay stuck there. I'm not worried about it. Running light really helping right now. Tanaka in, Wood in. We are now up to 3rd and 4th. Spartan drivers holding the top 2 spots, but I don't know that they keep those. Their tires are really starting to go. So I think Gabler's got one more lap here. And is now up to 2nd as Lori comes in. Gabler's not going to have enough fuel to do more than this one lap. Might as well push it. Okay. Full tire change. Be better than the original ones. And how much do we need? I don't think we need 17 laps of fuel, but we're going to need battery's almost gone. We're going to need most of it. Let's go ahead and go with that. Sevilla's going to stay out there. It's rather astounding to me. Okay. Stone, go around for one more lap after that. Of course, it's going to be a very long pit stop for Gabler compared to the usual. And now Stone can come in. Fresh tires. Of course, we're going to max off the fuel. And this is going to be a new thing for him. Because normally I don't do this, but he's going to have to go... Okay, go low because you're about to run out. Okay, I'll go back to hybrid. Neutral. And Stone runs out of fuel on the last turn. Not going to cost him much, but it will cost him. Anyway, no, he's going to have to do the same thing that Gabler's doing, which is go with medium. And that just sort of defeats most of the purpose of his strong suit. Because he's not going to be able to be aggressive. And I need to back off here, because the whole point of this is to really just not go aggressive on the tires. Okay, so 10th and 18th. Still screwing up, still not hitting everything the way I want to. And Gabler's not going to be that fast right now. 4th among cars that are out there. Hashimoto's going to have to pit again, so that's going to be 3rd. Lori and Sevilla ahead. And the question is, I think they're going to have to pit a second time. And I'm not entirely sure I don't have to, but I'm going to really try to stretch this out. Everything right now is pretty much dictated. I've got to be conserving no matter what the traffic situation is, and I've got to be going with medium on the fuel because I want to use up a decent amount of it while we store up battery charge. So 8th and 17th. And we're just hoping that traffic will pit without causing me too much trouble. You see Tanaka really going after speed burst here to get up on Gabler's bumper. Down to 27% on the battery there. Seventh and 16th as we work our way up through the field. Still 3 more cars to come in for their first stop. Rodriguez has gone half the race on super softs and is driving like it because he's got nothing left. All of the top 3 now with basically nothing left, and Hashimoto draining tires fast up in 4th. Rodriguez goes in. And Gabler gets up to 6th. But Rodriguez does come out just ahead of Stone. And now losing the spot to Tanaka, but that's temporary. That is very temporary. Tanaka driving great. Sevilla driving... Goodness, they're both like driving perfect. Okay, in comes Parisi. And Gabler back up to 6th. Stone 15th. So Gabler running decent, Stone driving well. And it's going to be an interesting strategic finish here. We're just over the halfway point. There's still lots and lots to be done. And it's definitely not without risk. So we get slowed up here. We get stuck in traffic. Could be interesting. We're 11, 12 seconds behind Lori. We've got better tires, but if Lori... I think Lori's going to have the same problem as the last race. Going to have to pit right at the end. But if that doesn't happen... interesting problems could result. And now Tanaka slowing it up, and Gabler trying to get by there for a little bit. And couldn't do it, so... in goes Stefansson. And picking up another spot to 5th. Stone going up to 14th. Stone is driving well and appears to be gaining on Dutt ahead of him. Then there's Wood. There's all kinds of drivers up there that are going to have to pit again for sure. So Stone definitely is going to be a top 10. Could be finishing in the points. Still very easily here. If he can finish, which is a big if. So we're going with the slow and steady strategy here, and it's questionable whether it's going to work. Gabler's starting to drive a little better. Was just below 5 and now is up at 5.6. We're losing a little bit of time on the leaders. Not a lot, but we are losing some. And Hashimoto coming in again and having to repair. So I think once again the race strategy just killing those chances. Gabler up to 4th. And it's going to be a while before Lori and Sevilla have to pit. I still think they're going to have to. Especially Lori. but it's going to be some time. And right now, Spartan would look at that. Look at that point differential for today. So we've got to make sure that does not happen. Tanaka now pulling away from Gabler. Stone behind Rodriguez and not liking it. And temps are low enough. I'm going to bump him up to neutral. He's got a couple cars close ahead of him that I'm hoping. Let's just ride along over here for a bit. But look at that pack. There's 3 cars not far ahead of him at all. Be really nice to see Stone make a move here. He's not pushing it hard like he was earlier because he can't and still have enough fuel. So that's sort of the conundrum here. We can't use any speed bursts from the battery because we don't have the energy for it. We're going to need it for hybrid later. And you can't go for this for a super long time. We're going to have to go back to conserving on the battery. Or not on the battery, but on the tires. And here comes a couple more people into the pit, including some of those that were ahead. There's still a couple of them up there. A little bit more of a gap now. Okay, he's going to go back to conserving. But he's up to 10th. Gabler's still 4th. But Stone up to 10th. And needs 4 more spots now to be in the points. See if he can manage that. And we are now 10 laps away from the finish. 15 seconds now, the gap from Laurie. But I do not see any way that Laurie finishes the race on those tires. Sevilla and Tanaka, more touch and go. Laurie, don't see it happening. And Stone getting the pass on Dutt. If he can hold it. Which I don't think he did. I think he just lost it again. Doggone it. I would really like to boost his tires, but I just don't think I can afford it. Kaluza goes into the pits, so now we're looking at 4th and 9th. And up to 3rd now as Tanaka pits. And Stone is 8th. The gap closing 16-4. Still not great, but better. And the tire wear is the biggest thing. I've got to conserve as much as possible, or there's just going to be nothing left of them. Seven laps. Yeah. We're going to be driving basically on rims at the end as it is. Hume going in 3rd and 7th. Okay, we're going to go hybrid now on Gabler. Almost to that point for Stone. And Holgerson in the pit. Couple more cars in. 3rd and 6th now. Stone has never looked this good this late in the race, despite not going aggressive. And that's usually because I've messed up his stops. Okay. Both drivers now on hybrid power. And there's Laurie into the pits. Say goodbye. Because Gabler just went up to 2nd place. Now Laurie came back out in 3rd and is not far behind. So that's going to make things real interesting here. Laurie is having mechanical problems, but did not choose to fix it. It's trying to leg this out. And there's 4 laps to go. Closing up the gap, and the question is, what can I afford to do here? I don't think I can push the tires. And I can't push the engine for long. I'm just going to let it ride. If Laurie can make it around like that the whole rest of the race, then power to her and power to him, and I lose. That's pretty much where it is. Stone in 6th. And there goes Laurie by. Ignore your stupid suspension. It'll be fine. And there goes Dutt. 5th place now for Stone. We're in 3rd and 5th. And we would still lose, but not by as much. So Stone now playing a significant part in the points. See if Sevilla there goes Sevilla into the pits. And Gabler up to second. Does Stone pass as well? No, just behind. So we got Gabler 2 seconds behind Laurie. We've got Stone a second plus behind Sevilla, but Sevilla running away here. So Stone's going to stay 5th. Gabler now into the final lap. And I don't think I have a chance of passing. Let's see if there's anything that I can do. Well, I can boost this up to high. 0.45. Boost this all the way up. But you can just see Laurie just running away. Happy with second. What does Stone feel about 5th? That's okay, I guess. They get the fastest lap with Sevilla. They get 1st and 3rd place. So Spartan, gotta hand it to you. You were just better at this race. You were just better at Dubai. And we're gonna just have to try to lick our wounds here now. Laurie was just able to go in quick and come out on faster tires. I mean, it was close. It was close, but Spartan got it done in this particular contest. And Atsuno with the pole position. Yep, fastest lap bonus there. Did anybody cheat? Little Bags of Wolfhagen cheated. Dropped from 13th to 17th. That's not going to affect us. We did get the sponsor objective, of course, with Gabler finishing second. Gabler is going to stay in the top spot overall, and Stone gets his first points, a couple of them, so he's tied for 10th. But we are losing for the first time. Halfway through the season, we are down 2 points to Spartan MRT. Now, this is very recoverable. I mean, we're right there. But it's clear as ever, you know, Orange fading, Atsuno not relevant. This is a 2-team race, and it could be an intense finish. So, got rid of the pictures of the kids to make room for it on my desk. Signed Jarita Dutt helmet. Wow, that's something. I'm not sure what, but that is something. Boy, and still with morale going down from the result. Goodness, but the mechanic relationship went up. So it was good enough not to hit that. Everybody else is happy. Yeah, we lose a little bit of happiness here because we only finished second. And we drop almost 700K for the race instead of 200. So, it's tight. It is really tight. And they kicked our butts in Dubai overall. I mean, it was close margins, but they got the job done. Okay, I want to look at the calendar for the second half and see what we've got here. And this is another one. Guildford looks like it's going to favor, Spartan. We've got the acceleration, but the high-speed corners, spoiler, not our best part, and they've got the top speed. Singapore. Now, that one could favor us more. Gearbox and brakes. So, I mean, in theory, you think maybe Guildford goes their way, but then Singapore, we could bounce back. Ardennes, maybe call that a wash, because they've got the top speed, which is the most important, but, so that could go either way, maybe. Vancouver, the corners and top speed, again, that looks like it would go their way. Yokohama, could go either way because of the gearbox, but looks like they might have the advantage. And Doha, we'd have the advantage there. So, man, we very much could lose this. I mean, this could really go either way. And it just encourages me that, I feel like I've got to keep spending. Because if I don't, then I can't sort of keep up with the Joneses. I can't beat them. Man. We lose any sponsors that race? No. We've got another race till we lose any. Okay. So, anyway, that does it for Dubai. And this is really getting tense. It's really getting tense. And thank goodness Stone got some points that race. We're going to need everything we can get from him for the finish. We need everything we can get from all the drivers. Both of them. This is tense, and it could go either way, and there's half a dozen races to go. So we'll continue on with Guildford next time. But until then, thanks for watching. Could be an exciting